Why is he called the Crow?
Crow's like a guide.
Yeah, the Crow. Yeah, the Crow's a guide. I mean, these guys.
He's basically like Eric Draven's Jiminy Cricket.
Yep. Just
With a top hat.
Yeah.
Well, follow me, and then I'll lead you to the bad guys.
Just follow the smoke. Fires. It's Devil's Night, Eric. That's how I always looked at it. The Crow's like his Jiminy Cricket.
Yep.
And Eric Draven's Pinocchio.
Yep.
So does the
exactly.
Crow actually talk to him? Or is
No,
it more
no,
like
no,
a...
no, I think-
Or is it like the Crow?
He
Like,
just
it's
says
one
he-
of those like tele...
No, I think it's a
No.
one-sided conversation. It's like Eric's wandering around over here, and the bird's just over on the other side, looking at the bad guy. Takes his wing.
Get your.
Eric's like, Shelly, and the bird's over here going, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Bad guys.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the second episode of A Teen's Take. And today we're going to talk about
The Crow.
The Crow, which is your favorite movie.
Yes, it's one of my favorite films.
Is it your favorite or one of your favorites?
It's one of my favorite.
One of
films.
your favorite films?
Yes.
Well, what can you tell us about?
And every time you ask your son a question, I want you to do that. So what year did this movie come out?
1994.
1994. So how old were you in 1994?
I wasn't even here yet.
Oh, you weren't even born yet.
I haven't even seen the light yet. I was just.
You weren't even
Waiting.
an itch in my pants
No,
yet.
I was there. I was just waiting.
He's just waiting.
Oh, so hold on.
Waiting in the
So wait,
wings.
I'm always just waiting.
Before we start to talk about you and your relationship with the Crow, I guess we have to talk about your relationship with the Crow, because obviously the Crow came out in, just like you said, in the early 90s.
1994, and I was your age, actually. I was 17, and it was... The thing about The Crow, when it first came out, it was overshadowed by the death of Brandon Lee. And I think that is what ultimately gives that film its power, is his death is just overshadowing that movie like the Grim Reaper. And it's amazing how a movie will do that. Like, if an actor dies posthumously, like dies before the film is released.
It's pretty epic.
Like, what can you name another movie where that happened, where an actor died before the movie and it just gave something to that movie that
Yes.
probably wouldn't have it?
One of my favorite. Well, it's also one of my other favorite films, The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger's
Ledger.
Joker.
Yes, exactly. It's kind of like the same thing where the actor dies and then their death is in that movie, kind of like.
Yeah.
And The Crow is a prime example, and I think that's what gives it a lot of its power, the supernatural, the haunting, is because you're watching Brandon Lee, and this was the movie that was going to be his breakout, he'd done some action films already, but this was the one that was going to take him to the top, and, something terrible happened in the making of it, and when the movie came out, I remember being in the theater watching the trailer for it, and it has this real ethereal, angels singing soundtrack. And it's like a requiem for Brandon Lee. That's what The Crow became.
So, for the record, you brought The Dark Knight and Heath Ledger.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Heath Ledger, he didn't die while they were making The Dark Knight.
No.
Right? He just died pretty shortly after.
Before the film was released.
But Brandon died.
During the making.
What happened?
Yes. He got shot with a bullet.
What?
As opposed to getting shoot with something else.
Yes.
What do you mean he got shot? So can you tell me what happened, London?
He
He got shot with a prop gun.
Yeah, he got shot with. Yeah, got shot with
I
a
guess-
prop gun
I
by.
get-
Literally.
Yes, literally. By
How did that happen?
Who's the actor that actually pulled the trigger?
Michael Massey.
The actor that plays
Funboy.
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 The actor that plays Funboy. In the scene where they break into the apartment and Funboy fires the gun, I believe that's the actual scene that they were shooting when Brandon Lee got hit with an actual projectile.
Yeah.
So what?
They were filming in North
what
Carolina.
What happened here? I mean,
Well, I don't
There's
know.
actual bullets
I
in
mean,
the
I've
prop gun?
I've
It
read.
was kind of like a little accident that happened.
It was a major accident.
Yeah, yeah.
Here's the deal. I don't know how this just happened recently with Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it works with prop guns. You know, I know obviously they're fake guns, but they actually have real guns that shoot projectiles for close-ups. Or I'm not sure how that works.
They
but-
actually shoot something.
Yes.
Okay.
And this particular gun, I mean, now they have like a wrangler. They have a guy, you know, who's in
Yeah.
charge of the armory, who's supposed to check these and make sure that there's no accidents. And in this particular instance, I'm not sure what the circumstances are, but the gun was fired, and it killed Brandon Lee. Like, they took him to the hospital. They were filming in, I want to say, North Carolina, and they went to the hospital, and he died from the shot. And yeah, that's what led to, you know, this. And then this was before, like, I mean, they had some CGI at the time, but, you know, what happens when an actor dies in the middle of the movie? You know, I think that's why a lot of the times they film movies out of sequence. You know, and they had a lot of the material already shot, and I think they only did a little bit of, you know, stand-in and CGI stuff. But CGI wasn't real like popular yet.
Not at all. But they did have
It was like
someone.
at the beginning stages.
So a lot of the movie was filmed
Yeah.
before Brandon got
I want
killed.
to say the majority of it was in the can before, because I want to say they shot that scene last.
Is there any scenes where there is another person playing the Crow,
I want to say there's a couple of stand-in.
but no one do any kind of speaking parts?
No. When it came out, you know, it was just this haunting, you know, The Crow, and of course the movie was great. Very
It was,
dark.
Yes, very, very,
Well,
like-
very
well, that's-
gothic.
story.
Very, very gothic. Very awesome.
And not to mention an amazing soundtrack.
Yes, very, very good.
I mean, that's how I kind of came into that movie because it's like the soundtrack. I got the soundtrack, and there's so many great bands on it that I
Yeah,
love.
My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. I mean,
Jesus and Mary Chain Pantera,
The Cure.
Medicine.
Yeah, Medicine. And I believe Medicine's actually in the film. They're one of the bands
Oh, are
playing
they?
in the
Are
club
they
scene.
really?
Yeah. And I want to say My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult, they made it into one of the club scenes too.
It's like that list of like cool movies.
Yes.
Cool, and what I mean by that is like the first movie that comes to my mind when I'm thinking about this is like The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Lost Boys come out in like the late '80s, and it's like a vampire movie.
Yes.
But god damn, that movie oozes coolness. To
And
it.
all the girls were gaga over the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
And then when
And
The
then,
Crow came out, again, the girls went gaga over another guy.
well, the thing about The Crow is like again, it's one of those movies that's like, this is a cool movie,
Yeah.
like a cool looking movie, a cool premise.
It's got Halloween, it's dark, there's fires, and it's got rock music all through it. So yeah, that is the perfect combination for cool.
So obviously,
Everybody dresses cool. Even the scumbags
It's
dress
just
cool.
badass.
So
Best
obvi-
review
so-
of the century.
That's it. Thanks for coming on the show.
Very, very
Like,
badass.
so obviously, when the Crow came out, you loved it.
I loved it. Yeah, it was like I said. It had all those elements, you know, that a 17-year-old kid's gonna like. It was based off the comic book by James O'Barr, I believe, and I always found the story behind the Crow haunting. You know, it's I believe he was a Marine.
Well,
And-
hold on.
and
Well,
it-
let London. What's the Crow about? Let's describe to me the plot of
Describe
the
the plot of the Crow.
It's basically about a guy coming back from the dead to avenge him and his girlfriend.
Fiance.
Yeah. And he takes out a bunch of bad.
It's a
guys.
vengeance movie.
Yeah, it's very, very vengeance.
It's like a Halloween version of Death Wish.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say it's a Halloween version of I Spit on Your Grave.
Plot twist.
That's a revenge movie.
No, it's a great vengeance. You know, everybody likes to see. You know, and
So the bad guys, what happened? They kill him and his family.
Yes.
Do you know who the bad guys are?
Yes.
Who are the
Right.
bad guys?
Well, let's talk about the number one guy. Top Dollar.
Top Dollar, played by the gravel-voiced Michael Madsen.
Michael Madsen.
Or not Michael Madsen, I'm sorry. Michael Wincott.
The
I
others,
think I'm getting the dementia.
and then the others are Fun Boy.
Fun
Boy, who we've discussed.
Yes.
Named after the band Fun Boy 3.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true. So it sounds like these are kind of interesting names for.
Well,
bad
T-Bird,
guy.
I mean, yeah, you know, you
T-Bird
got
as well.
T-Bird,
T-Bird.
which is interesting because that actor is the actor that played Luther in The Warriors. What's the name of the detective, the cop?
Officer Albrecht.
Played by Ernie Hudson,
Yep.
who's known as a Ghostbuster and does the role again. He's basically a Ghostbuster.
Yes, he is.
He's interacting with a ghost. But is he really is Eric Draven really a ghost? What is Eric Draven? Is he a corpse? Is he a ghost? This is what I've never been able to figure about.
I think he's an Avenger.
Is he a bird trainer? What is he?
I think he's an Avenger.
An Avenger. A vengeful spirit.
Yes. Someone who comes back from the dead to avenge.
I couldn't have said it better.
Take out the people. Basically a Batman guy.
Yeah, like a superhero.
Yes.
Crusader.
Yes.
But like-
A crusader. Someone, someone who comes back. In this stake, someone who comes from the grave, take out bad guys, and just like, oh, I can sleep now. I can rest now.
He can rest
And
in
is that
peace.
kind of how the movie ends? He kills everyone. He gets revenge
And
on
then he
everyone.
can rest
Yes.
in peace.
Yes,
And then he
he
just-
can rest in peace.
And he's like,
just
"All right,
like,
drop
yes.
the mic. Peace out. I'm
Well,
outta
isn't
here."
that what isn't that what like the tagline is? Sometimes,
Dead is better. Sometimes dead is better.
better. Lois.
Pet Cemetery.
All right, the next movie we're gonna talk
That's
about.
that
Pet
goddamn road. Uses up a lot of animals. Makes a lot of kids unhappy.
Cemetery. That's your Fred Quinn imitation.
Did your dad ever do anything cool at Brandon Lee's actual gravesite?
Yes, he did. He yeah.
I caught a picture of
Of
a crow
of a
on
crow.
Brandon Lee's grave.
Yes, he did.
Being older, like myself, I mean, I remember hearing about Brandon Lee. This kid who's going to be in The Crow. And his claim to fame for me, or probably for a lot of people my age or older, is like, he is the son of, who's he the son of?
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee is
Bruce Lee
Yeah,
is
So
his
Bruce
son.
Lee, yeah.
We're in Seattle right now, and this is where Bruce Lee is from.
Yes.
Yeah. And in another movie that came out around that time was Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
Yeah.
And that was another thing because I want to say it like foreshadowed like Brandon's death in that movie too.
Yeah.
It's like because the plot of that film was Bruce Lee and there's a demon that is after his family, and Bruce Lee died young, and then there's a scene where the demon's coming
like,
after.
how old was he when he died? Like, not
I want to say he was kind of part of the 27 Club. I could be wrong. I know Brandon Lee was 28,
28.
which, by the way, Heath Ledger was 28 as well.
What was it about this movie that really struck a chord with you? Well, what do you like about it?
I think what I really liked about The Crow was just how awesome it is, how like what the meaning of this film,
Mm-hmm.
the characters in it,
You like the imagery.
yeah,
You
Eric
like the
Eric
production.
Draven's awesome. He's doing what he needs to do. He's
You like the
he's Batman.
You like the production.
Yes.
Yes, you love superhero movies.
Yes.
And Eric Draven
Would
is
you-
kind
well,
of
for the record-
Eric Draven in this movie is kind of a Dark Knight.
Yes.
He is.
And for the record, would you consider The Crow to be a superhero movie?
Kind of. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Or is
Well,
he in
there's definitely a supernatural element
Yes.
to it.
Yes.
He definitely has supernatural powers.
Oh, he does.
He is a superhero.
Yeah, I can.
I don't.
But obviously, the themes here are a little bit more darker and deep than
Well, yeah, you're dealing-
Superman and like.
Yeah, you're dealing with rape, murder,
Yeah, a lot of bad stuff.
Oh, there's
destruction
a
of
lot of
property,
bad stuff.
arson.
These are some heavy topics.
Yes, very, very heavy stuff.
Removing eyeballs out of females' skulls.
Yeah. Like, these people are evil. Evil people.
you liked it because of the darker imagery.
Yes, a lot. Yes, I don't know what it is. It's just
It's like one big rock video.
yes, yes. Like
It is, and there's even a really cool guitar playing.
It's like
In fact, there's a band
it's
playing
that-
right now behind
yeah,
us.
Yeah. It's like there's cool clubs, there's rock, there's guitar playing on top of
It's
buildings.
medicine right there, actually.
See, I told you.
Speaking of the band.
I tell you no lie. There they are.
Yeah, it's as if this was something that would be playing on MTV.
So you make a lot of comparisons to the
Yes.
Batman movies.
Yes.
Would you say you like this better, or is it the same level to Batman?
It's the same level. It's
The same level?
Yeah, it's just they're all great.
Based off comic books.
Yes, they're all really good in my opinion. They're really, really, really good.
There's a heartfelt story at
Yes.
the center of it.
There's a
It's
lot of
not
meaning,
just
there's a
it's
lot
not
of
just aimless killing.
Emotion. Yeah, it's
It's not just aimless violence. There's an actual. I mean, this guy was in love with his fiance. They're gonna get
And he's-
married.
yeah.
They were killed by
By the gang.
by landlords, evil landlords, and
Yeah.
he goes back to avenge his loved one. Who wouldn't want to do that? You see that image everywhere. You see that costume on Halloween
Didn't you dress up as the Crow?
twice.
Oh, I did. Yeah, like I think 1 or 2 times. I think. Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. Twice.
I was the guy who put on the makeup.
Yep. And I'm.
So you should have dressed up as the Crow.
I was
And
no.
And you
I
walk
did.
around and be like...
There is a great picture of him as the crow, and I'm a bird.
So that says something.
Yeah,
It
it's,
does.
it's got that. It's that image that stays.
I'm
with
a
everybody.
big
It's an
fan of
icon.
that stuff. I just love that stuff so much. The gothic stuff behind all that.
But on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rank the Crow?
God. 10, honestly, in my opinion. Like I
He can't even
Fuck,
can't even contain himself. 10.
10.
10. Solid
10.
Hard 10.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, or not 9. 10.
Do that again. Not 5.
Not 5,
six.
not 5, not 6, not 7, or 9.
5, 55,
10.
5, 10.
Maybe even 11. Maybe. What's this?
I'll give it
what's
11.
What's this up it up?
Yeah, let's do a spinal tap on it.
Yeah, make it 11.
Make it 11.
Yeah.
But our rankings go up to 11.
At the end of the movie, the bird's like, okay, so he's resting in peace. Not one fucking peanut for me. Been flying around this shitty city.
Oh,
all
he
night.
wasn't even feeding him peanuts or anything like that. It's
Yeah,
like,
not
hey,
one-
if you help me out, I'll help you out.
Not
Yeah.
one bit of bait. Just flying around that shitty city all night. Going, over here.
Is that way?
Yeah, okay, I get it. I'm honored. You're going to light a fire in the shape of a crow. I'm hungry. Devil's Night's almost over. Over here. Bad guy.
The gang's doing bad stuff, trying to prevent a wedding, and stuff
gangs
like
are trying
that.
to
Yeah,
gangs
you
are
want
trying
to
to
take out
prevent your wedding.
You want to take out your anger and or you want
You
to.
gotta stop this wedding,
You want
guys.
to stop,
At
you
all
want to stop
costs.
it. You want to stop it. You want to
Stop that
Bring them to
marriage.
justice.